This is why I'll break my engagement tomorrow. I stand on the edge of a life-changing choice, a trembling silence where I hear my own voice. The echo inside me is louder than rings, louder than promises, louder than things. They told me we're love, though love I don't feel, a cage dressed in velvet, a lie wrapped in steel. I should be rejoicing. They say I am blessed, but my heart is not singing. It aches in my chest. The smile that I wear is borrowed, not mine, a mask for the world, but a crack in the spine of the story they've written without asking me, a script where I'm captive, but longing to flee. Tomorrow's the day they expect me to stay, to sign my soul over, to bow and obey. But tomorrow will shatter what never was true, for love is not chains, and I cannot construe a life built on silence, a love built on lies. So I'll break the engagement, though hearts may despise. I'll break it because I still long for the skies, because I can't marry a comfort that dies, because in the stillness when no one's around, I know that my laughter has gone underground. I know that my tears have been hiding in vain. I know that my joy has been stolen by pain. This is why tomorrow I'll break it apart, to honor my spirit, to free my own heart. For love isn't duty. Love isn't a deal. Love isn't pretending to feel what I feel. It's not in the rituals, diamonds, or gold, but something more living, more honest, more bold. They told me that safety is better than fire, that comfort is steadier than reckless desire. But what is a life if it's lifeless inside? What good is a vow if my soul has to hide? I can't build a castle on soil that's not mine. Can't promise forever while dying in time. So tomorrow I'll speak what I've silenced too long. I'll whisper the truth though, they'll tell me it's wrong. I'll break the engagement. I'll walk through the flame. Though fingers may point and they'll call me by name, though whispers may spread that I've lost what I had, I'd rather be broken than endlessly sad. I'll break it because I believe in the real, because love should be something I'm able to feel, because life is too short to pretend every day, because hearts are not toys that we barter away. I'll break it because I was dying inside, but tomorrow, my spirit will rise. They say that I'm foolish, too dreamy, too wild. They say that I'm selfish, a runaway child. But what do they know of the nights I don't sleep? The secrets I bury, the grief that I keep. What do they know of a kiss I don't crave? A vow that would make me a beautiful slave? Tomorrow's the day I'll refuse to comply. I'll tell them the truth, though the truth makes them cry. I'll walk from the altar that never was mine. I'll loosen these shackles disguised as divine. And though they will curse me, I know I'll be free. For better a storm than a prison for me. Love is not duty. It cannot be forced. Love cannot grow when it's driven off course. Love cannot bloom in a garden of lies. It withers, it falters, it silently dies. And I will not watch my own petals decay. I'll break my engagement and walk my own way. This is why tomorrow I'll break it apart. Because life's too sacred to play such a part. Because even in sorrow, my spirit must sing, because cages are cages no matter their ring. I'll break it because I deserve something true, a love that is real, and a love born anew. I think of the nights when I sat all alone, holding my phone, but no message had shown, no tenderness, no reaching hand, just silence that spread like a desert of sand. I think of the mornings with laughter I faked, with smiles that a broken foundation couldn't make. I think of the future they wanted for me, a house without windows, a lock without key, a role I must play till my soul turns to stone, a marriage of shadows, a love overthrown, and every thought strikes like a blade to my chest, reminding me gently I can't settle for less. So tomorrow I'll walk with my head lifted high. I'll carry the truth, though the truth makes me cry. I'll carry the courage I've borrowed from pain. I'll carry the hope like a song in the rain. For breaking an engagement is breaking a spell, a prison of silence, a personalized hell. I'll break it because I'm not ready to lie, to promise forever with tears in my eye, to build a foundation on hollowed out ground, to settle for comfort when love isn't found. I'll break it because I still believe in the flame, in love that will honor my soul and my name. And maybe they'll call me ungrateful, untrue, maybe they'll whisper of shame as they do, but better their whispers than silence within, better their judgment than dying in sin. Against my own heart, against my own will, against what I know to be sacred and still, tomorrow I'll stand with my spirit intact. No diamond can cover what honesty lacks. No wedding can rescue a bond that's not whole. No marriage can mend a divided soul. Tomorrow I'll break it. Tomorrow I'll start. Tomorrow I'll free what was bound in my heart. Yes, I'll break it because I still know my worth. Because life is a journey, a gift of this earth. Because nothing is greater than truth in the end. Because better alone than to merely pretend. I'll break it because when I look in the glass, I want to see someone who dares not to pass through life as a stranger to her very soul, but someone who honored her heart as a whole. This is why tomorrow I'll break my vow, why I cannot delay, why I cannot allow my silence to bind me, my fear to remain, why I cannot live in a house built of pain. Tomorrow I'll rise though the cost will be high, but tomorrow I'll breathe, and tomorrow I'll fly. And when I close my eyes tonight, before the dawn arrives, I see myself walking through a room where silence thrives, faces turned upon me, with questions in their gaze, but none of them could ever know the storms in which I blaze. They think love is a ribbon, a ceremony's call, but love is not a duty that can bind my soul at all. I'll break it, because the smiles I wear are stitched with thread, fragile as the silence of words we've never said. I'll break it because the laughter dies before it's born, because I wake each morning with a quiet, hidden scorn, because when I imagine my forever by his side, I feel a kind of emptiness that cannot be denied. They say I should be thankful, they say I should comply, they say that dreams are foolish, they're not meant to fly. But I was not created to surrender and to bow. I was born to love with fire, to live fully in the now. And though tomorrow's choice will make the heavens shake, I know that in my breaking, my soul will not forsake. I'll break it because silence is louder than the feast, because his love feels shallow when my hunger is a beast. I crave a love unspoken, yet roaring like the sea, a love that sees my broken parts and still believes in me. But what I hold tomorrow, if I choose to still comply, is nothing but a painted mask, a slowly fading lie. I picture the children we'd pretend to raise, in a house built of silence, with windows that haze. They'd see two strangers walking, no fire in their tone. They'd grow up learning marriage is to never feel at home. And what a crime it would be, to teach them chains are love, to show them only prisons, instead of skies above. So tomorrow, I'll shatter this fragile, brittle glass. Though shards may pierce my fingers, though wounds may never pass. I'll walk away in trembling, but I'll walk away alive. For better is a wounded soul that still can hope and strive. And maybe years will pass, and maybe they'll forgive. But tomorrow, I must break it. For tomorrow I must live. I'll break it because midnight still leaves me cold. Because his arms are vacant. Because his words are old. I'll break it because promises are written without ink. Because I cannot swallow when I'm standing on the brink. Because my heart keeps screaming, louder every day, that life is not a bargain, that love is not decay. And yes, I fear the whispers, the judgment and the blame, the endless condemnation, the branding of my name. But I would rather face them, I would rather hear their scorn, than live a life where every dawn I wake already torn. I would rather feel the fire, the shame of what they say, than kneel into a marriage where my soul is cast away. The dress may hang in silence, untouched upon the wall. The flowers meant for binding will wither, wilt, and fall. The music that was chosen will never touch the air. And yet I feel more certain, for freedom's always rare. Better broken flowers than a broken soul. Better wasted music than a heart without a hole. Tomorrow is the courage I've hidden from my youth. Tomorrow is the moment I will finally speak the truth. Tomorrow is the ending, and yet the first of days. Tomorrow I'll step into the fire that still stays. For love is not a bargain, not a title, not a vow. It is something deeper, something I cannot allow. To be twisted into shadows, to be shaped into a lie. And that is why tomorrow I'll find the strength to fly. I'll break it because freedom is worth the price of shame. Because every shattered promise still teaches me the same. That life is not for wasting. That love is not a chore. That passion is a calling I cannot just ignore. And when I walk away, though their voices cut like knives, I will walk into the sunlight. I will walk into my life. Yes, I'll break it because I still dream of a hand that will hold me in the silence and truly understand. A heart that will not judge me. A gaze that will not stray. A love that burns eternal through night and through the day. And until that love shall find me, until it calls my name, I'd rather walk this world alone than play a hollow game. The ring they gave me glitters, but it weighs me down with stone. It shines against my finger, but it chills me to the bone. And no matter how they praise it, no matter how they cheer, the ring is not a promise, the ring is not sincere. For love is not a diamond, nor a banquet, nor a song. It is fire in the darkness. It is where the soul belongs. Tomorrow I'll take it off. Tomorrow I'll let go. Tomorrow I'll confess the truth they never want to know. Tomorrow I'll be hated. Tomorrow I'll be blamed. Tomorrow they'll curse the letters of my name. But tomorrow I'll be living. Tomorrow I'll be free. Tomorrow I'll reclaim the very soul of me.